Hello guys, and welcome back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. So this is a continuation of our previous video that we did. So you can see this is our lovely inbuilt corset dress that I made. So you can see it looks really beautiful at the end of the day. So in our previous class we did the cutting, the pattern drafting. So these are all of my pieces. So now this is the back piece. If you follow the pattern drafting, you will understand what I did. So I'm going to drop the link for you guys to see how to cut this. So this is the back. So the back is a simple process. So just join all of the pieces together. So at the end of the day, that's how it looks. So the back, like I said, is just a straightforward stuff. Just join all the pieces. So this is the front part of the dress. So this is the center part of the corset, and then this is one part of the side. So this one, you can join it this way. So you can decide to join that side, that's the bust, the side that has the cups. You can decide to join it like this, or you can decide to join the side to it first, like this one now, like what I'm trying to show you. So that's the side. So you can decide to join that side. Yes, that's join that side first. So after joining that side first, before you now join the side to the center. So it depends on how, anyhow you want to do it. Shall do the joining. So that's it. So that's it. So you just join them just like the way I explained earlier, and then join the side of this. Okay, so like I said, the emphasis of this is the inbuilt part. So this is the back. So that, remember the yoke that I cut for the back. So I did boning chambers for it for the back. So in case you don't know how to do this, I'm going to drop the link in the description box so you can just check it out to do that. So after cutting the yoke, so I use a net to cut out my yoke. That's like a tool, and then I just did it double so that it will be strong. So the next thing I'm going to place is, remember that leg for the back, that's where we dropped that curve. If you watch the pattern drafting, like I said, you will understand. So that's where we drop that curve. So that's that leg, that's the exact point now where I am pinning the edge of my net, that's the yoke part. So you can see that part. Yes, that's like the edge, that's the that leg for the back, that's the back dart. So that's where you will pin it. So for this part you can do it however, and then just run a straight stitch on it. So at this point now I've not added my lining, so you can see this is how it looks. So the next thing, you see the way I bent it down, and then I took my lining. So your lining, you cut your lining exactly the same way you cut your fabric. Okay, and then you place the net down, that's the yoke, push it inside, and then stitch on top. And then I'm going to push it from that side and then sew this side. But this side, I'm not going to sew this side because I want to add eyelet to it. Okay, so this is the front lining. So you can see that it looks exactly like the front piece also. So that the front part, I just added some shoulder straps to it. That's from my yoke. I just cut out some strap and then just added to it. So the next thing, you can see the way I push the strap that I added. You can see the way I push them down, and then after pushing them down, I'll place my lining, and then I'm going to sew from the side and then sew the top. So make sure that the center of the bust here and all the side, that everything they align properly. So that is what will help you. So and then you stitch, and then I'll stitch this side. Okay, and then so I've explained the back on before. So that's what I'm going to do. And then after everything, you can see I'll join the front and the back together. You can see, just join them like that. You see that part of the back, I did not touch it because I'm going to pipe that part. So after everything, after sewing your dress, the next thing you want to sew is sew your skirt. So for this skirt, it's just like almost like a straight skirt. So I actually did not show that part. It's just a simple skirt. If you are using a flace skirt, if you are using a fish skirt, just do the same process. Sew your skirt, as in finish sewing your skirt, join it, take your measurement, and then wear your dress, that's the top part, wear it on top of your mannequin or your dress form, And then if you don't have a dress one, you can actually do this on the table also. So you can see, so at this point I'm trying to make sure that the side of the skirt matches with the side of the blouse. Okay, so I'm pinning it, trying to pin it on my dress form to make sure, so you can see, to make sure that everything entered. So for the dress, I added bone into all those back area. So like I said, if you don't know how to do that, I'll drop the link. Okay, so after checking it, I made sure that I checked it. After checking everything, I placed it this way and then put a notch at the center. Even though the waistline that I want a slanted waistline, but also make sure you put a notch at the center. So after placing my notch at the center, I'm placing it so that I will know exactly what I am doing, because you need to take the length of where you are going to sew the inbuilt of the corset on. So you need that. So after that, the next thing you are going to do, I want to mark that waist area. So like you can see, that's how I want the waist. I want it to have that V shape at the side, not the center. So you can see, so I'm just marking it on the skirt so I will know how to trim it off. If my client were here, I will do it on their body, but since the client is not here, I'm just trying as much as I can to use my mannequin or my dress form to do that. Normally, it is easier when you wear it on them. At this point, you wear it on your client, and then that waistline that is snatched, you make sure you tie it tight, and then you put on the skirt, and then you trim to your desired, as in anyhow you want it. It depends on the style line that you want to set for the front of the waistline. So at that point, you can just do that. Okay, so that you see, you can see I cut. If you notice the way I'm cutting it, I cut it small. I did not want to buy market, so I just I just cut it, just cut a little bit, but I followed the side V shape. You can see it. So I'm at this point, I'm just trying to trim it to make sure that everything is okay. And then at this point, so I'm just trying to mark now to make sure that everything is okay. So I'll take that out now. And then after taking that out, the next thing I am going to do again, I want to take the measurement, okay, where it will stop on, as in where I'm going to stitch it, stitch the inbuilt part of the corset. So you need to mark that line exactly on the top. You understand? So you can see it to the back now. You measure it. So for this, I use 17 inches. So depends on the person's waist. You can use 18, you can use 17. Depends on where you want it to be. You understand? So at that point, so I've marked it for the back also. So I need to get that exact point. So that is why you see, like I said, I'm using about 17 inches. I'm marking it at that point to make sure that everything is okay. So I need to trace it. You can see I'm using, this time I did not even use tailor's chalk. Oh. I used school chalk because I needed it to be very, very obvious, so that I don't want to stitch it wrongly. So this is the front part also. I'm measuring the front. So for this side also, it's going to still be that 17. It's only on this other side that is slanted, it will come down more. So that side came down, I think about 20 inches or so. So after everything, I'm going to try to take out the pins. You can see the mark on my dress, the top part of the corset. You can see it now. So at this point, I'm just trying to still make sure that I get the center, to make sure that everything is okay. So because you need to double check everything before you continue. So make sure that the waistline, everything aligns, that, and then measure. At this point, make sure you measure the waist. You understand? That's the full waist measurement. Measure it and then you check. Okay. So that's what I was just trying to do. So now you can see my waist. You see the side, the shape of the waist is on the dress. So after that, I'll take out my dress. That's the corset top. I'll take it out from, and then I'll place it on the table. So this was why I was saying you can do it on your table. So make sure that that center, remember that center that we notched, it aligned. So you can see the way I flipped up the skirt. You can see, can you see how I flipped up the skirt? So that is why on your corset top you need to make sure you mark it, so that the inbuilt part will, it will be obvious. You understand? That's, make sure you mark it, let it be obvious, so that when you are stitching the inbuilt corset, it will follow the exact line where you marked. If not, if you are just doing mini that you don't want to mark it very well, okay. So the next thing now, I'm going to take this back to my machine, and then I'll stitch it, because my line is obvious, so I'll just stitch it, follow that line. So you can see after stitching, see how it looks perfectly well. It was okay. So at this point I was just trying to remove some of the thread, so you can see this is how the back looks like. So I will stop it like 2 or 3 inches before the end. So the next thing now, this is the skirt part. It's just for me to run, to sew that down part straight and then fix my zip. So that's how simple and easy to sew an inbuilt corset. So you can see, so at the end of the day you can see, so at this point I was just trying to trim my armhole, you understand. So I placed it on the mannequin, and then that's on my dress form again, and then trying to trim out the shoulder measurement to make sure that I have a perfect armhole. So guys, if you find this video, actually forgot to say it since, please, if you watch up to this point, please like the video. Even if you downloaded the video, please go back and help me and like the video. Drop a comment for me on the comment section, please. Actually forgot, seriously, like seriously. So please like my video, subscribe to my channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, like the video, share the video with your friends, with your people that are sewing. So I'm just trying to trim out the armhole at this point. So I'm going to be stopping the tutorial here. Actually did not show the part where it's just a normal straight sleeve I added, so I did not bother to show it. So if you find this video helpful, please like the video, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, so you can see how the back of the dress looks like. It looks really fine and beautiful. So thank you so much.